And King Charles III has another busy day ahead, balancing his new duties as king while also mourning the death of his mother. Trumpets sounded as His Majesty and Queen Consort Camilla arrived at Westminster Hall to receive condolences from both houses of Parliament. The king also addressed Parliament for his first time during his reign.
I am deeply grateful for the addresses of condolence by the House of Lords and the House of Commons, which so touchingly encompass what our late sovereign, my beloved mother, the Queen, meant to us all. As Shakespeare says of the earlier Queen Elizabeth, she was a pattern to all princes living.
Let's take you live now to CTV National News correspondent John Vinavali Rao, live in London with more on what's happening there. John, the king had some royal duties to attend to with Parliament. Can you tell us what has happened so far?
Well, the king arrived here this morning at Westminster Hall local time around 10:30 for what was a rather brief stop in Westminster Hall. He, as you've just heard, spoke to both the House of Parliament, House of Commons, and members of the House of Lords. They offered their condolences to him, talked about the Queen's commitment, courage, sense of humor, and deep faith, and had messages of support for the king. And as you heard, the king talked about his sense of history in the place, Westminster Hall, and what was happening. He also talked about how on Wednesday, when the Queen's coffin moves from Buckingham Palace here to Westminster Hall behind me, that the bells of Big Ben will ring out. And so obviously a lot of anticipation here in London for when the Queen's remains are moved here from Edinburgh. But after that event here at Westminster Hall, King Charles III and the Queen Consort left for Edinburgh for events there this afternoon.
All right. And John, it's been days since the Queen's passing. What is the mood like where you are right now?
Well, I mean, people are still mourning her loss, but one also gets the sense that this week will also be a celebration of her life. There were lots of people here this morning trying to catch a glimpse of the new king. He drove by here and gave some waves to the crowd. There were cheers. I should say there were also a couple of protesters here not long ago, calling for the abolition of the monarchy with signs saying, "Not my king." So there is obviously some division about the royal family and how successful King Charles will be as monarch. But this week, there is also great anticipation about, again, the Queen finally coming to London and the 4 days of lying in state that will happen beginning on Thursday. It's expected perhaps upwards of 1 million mourners will show up to try and file past the casket at Westminster Hall.
CTV's national news correspondent John Vinavali Rao live for us in London. Thank you.